Baba is you. Baba is me. Baba is this video review created by Will Tandy and Emedius Montez. Welcome to it! Baba is You is an indie puzzle game developed by Finnish developer Arvi Teikari. While most puzzle games are about placing the player within a clearly defined set of rules, the challenge in Baba is You comes from the fact that the rules themselves are ever-changing. The player is directly responsible for the changes. In fact, rules changing could be considered to be this game's only gameplay mechanic. The basic premise is this. Baba, this adorable creature right here, is you. You control them with the arrow keys or WASD and move them around very simply designed levels. Each level is beaten by fulfilling the win condition. You must come into contact with whatever is win. However, the rules are physical objects, and they can be pushed around to create new rules. Your goal is to maneuver the rule blocks in such a way that the win objective is accessible. Once you do that, you simply touch it, win, and move on to the next excruciating challenge. I mean, level. Actually, let's get back to that, the challenge. Baba Is You is widely known for how gosh darn difficult it is. But it's a different type of difficulty than a game like Dark Souls or Shin Megami Tensei. The challenge in Baba is very passive. The challenge, and the reward, comes from discovering the solutions for yourself. There's one element in Baba Is You that ups the challenge considerably from your average puzzle game. It misdirects your attention into thinking that a technique that helped you in the last level will help you again. After solving a level, you move on to the next, confident in your abilities, and see a level remarkably similar in design. You think to yourself, I can do this in my sleep, but then you can't because it's completely different. This is exactly what happened to me with the levels Hop and Jump. Their only difference is on which side of the river the rule blocks are placed, but they're different enough that Jump still haunts my nightmares, whereas Hop has nightmares about me. This introduction of new concepts, only for them to be quickly discarded, is Baba's trademark, and is the topic of much discussion surrounding why the game is considered so difficult. To read more on this phenomenon, you should check out the PC Invasion article titled Baba Is You and the Art of Misdirection.
From the first level, the full extent of the game's rules are at your disposal to play around with. You can either approach it the easy way, or come up with a convoluted method of solving the same puzzle. As the game progresses though, the puzzles get more and more difficult, and even the most creative person will find themselves bumping Baba into blocks just to find a single way to beat the level. One of the beautiful things about Baba Is You's game design is that it just drops you right in, highlights the rule blocks, and lets you start moving around from the get-go. It relies on the player figuring out the mechanics on their own, with no tutorials required. Because I know when I'm playing a game and I'm in the action and a huge wall of text comes up with a bunch of button prompts, I want to just close the game and maybe throw my controller at the developer. So Baba Is You's simple way of giving no words and just letting the player figure it out on their own keeps me way more interested and involved in the game. I think one downside to this is that while it seems like all the rules are in your hands, there are times where they can still be a little vague. One example is when I first interacted with the AND block. It lets you do two attributes on either side of a rule. It's pretty easy to figure out and understand, but one thing I didn't get is that the rules have to be in a straight line for them to work. And I was mashing my D-pad around until I realized that's how it worked. So, the game is about freedom and the ability to change the rules. There are still specific rules in the game that sometimes aren't explained and you have to figure out on your own, which is sometimes a little misleading. Now, as for the aesthetics, this game is really freaking cute. Baba Is You's art and visuals aren't anything intricate or that'll stand out. The visuals kind of stay out of your way so the mechanics can shine. But while the environments can be a little dull, the animations more than make up for it. A lot of puzzle games are supposed to be silent. With Baba Is You, it feels like there's a tempo to it. No object in the game is static, they all kind of warble around and sync with each other. And it makes the game feel a lot more alive. The world feels like it moves around in sync with the music, which makes the game way more pleasant to process.
Baba Is You is a living game, since there is a built-in level editor and it recently received a free update, adding several new levels created by Teikari himself. The ever-expanding nature of Baba Is You grants it more longevity than many older puzzle games. The level editor works particularly nicely with the game's core concept of redefining rules, allowing for nearly infinite play and innovation in level creation. In this anonymous reviewer's opinion, we will be hearing about Baba Is You for a very long time. All in all, despite, or perhaps because of, Baba Is You's high challenge, it has become a beloved and iconic member of the puzzle game genre. If your academically rigorous McAllister education isn't using enough of your brainpower, consider giving this game a try. Its simple yet adorable art style, relaxing music, and drug-like high of solving a level that you have spent hours sitting in front of make this game a gem. Video is end.